Hey people, Maureen Sky, Crafty Sky Lady coming at you. I gotta go for a ride. I gotta go to South Deerfield to my PT, so I thought I'd try to do a video now because I can talk with you. I got a lot to talk about, I think, so we'll try it. But here I am, so don't mind the car sounds and this and that. Our car air ride evidently is what's doing that noise, and it goes away soon thereafter. Always something, huh, folks? Okay, so let's open up the roof a little too. It's a nice little ride to South Deerfield, and it's a nice day here in New England. Oh, nice air. Nice air. I love it. Okay, I can go. Got a couple pumpkins out front of my house. Tis the season for pumpkins. You'll see a lot of that in the farm areas of South Deerfield and on the way. But I'll try to show you some of that. But we'll talk. We'll see. So, here I am. I'm on my way to, like I said, physical therapy. It's been a couple weeks since I last went, and I do still need it because my hips, I think, are not as strong as they need to be, and that just might be because of my past with my right hip. I don't know, but they got me, working more with equipment and trying to do stairs and steps and stuff. It's good for me. And then, of course, there's a little honey hole of a place in Deerfield that I love to go to for thrifting. Whether I stop today or not, I don't know. I'm kind of in the mood, but I've been shopping a lot lately. Why? Because it's fourth quarter. I have a house full, plenty, but I'm always looking for that unique thing, a good sale or something, and I've picked up some rather unique things. My husband just brought a tote bag in of some stuff that I got yesterday in Turner's Falls at their Salvation Army store. And I spent about $33 there, and I got stuff where I can turn that into $200 to $300, really. One is a pretty picture. It's signed on the bottom. I don't know the artist, but it's a nice stuff by hand. Then I type it in the computer, mark it draft until I take the pics, and in between my phone and my computer now with the pics, and I, work that way. And neaten up the pics and brighten up the pics, whatever I gotta do to make them nice, and then, tweaking the draft to make sure I know everything I'm saying is right, and the measurements and all that. And then, checking comps for comparables to know how to price it. And I've learned so much, and, I like doing this. Some people, like I keep saying, oh, your house is a little cluttery. Well, you know what? I'm getting that in order, too. It's not that bad, folks. And I really believe that if you're going to do this, eBay and sourcing and thrifting and going for the hunt of things and, going this, and this is fall season where, a lot of people are, having those tag sales. Labor Day was a good one. Tag sales everywhere. I want to get out. I want to thrift because, like I said, the fourth quarter, and this is supposed to be the busiest, and you want to have a lot on, and a lot of good, unique things, Christmas things, but also gift-giving things, home decorating things, baking items, kitchen, all that to take into consideration. So I have listed Christmas stockings. I've listed nice ones, Aspen. I've listed, a beautiful table runner with pumpkins on it. I've listed some linens, placemats, and table runner matching set that I washed up, real nice blue and white, beautiful print. I'm gonna avoid downtown because, no, I guess I'll keep going. They've been working down here, and I don't want to be tied up too much. Seems like they're always working. But anyway, we'll see how far I get here. Turn on a side street. I'm not one for highway. You'll find that out about me. I mean, I'll do highway if I have to, but only certain highways. I avoid certain areas like the plague, and I'm the scenic route. You're gonna go the country scenic route when you ride with me. So here we are. Yeah, they're working right here. There's something utility worker. Yeah. So. Here we go. Utility, red, orange signs. There's a flagger ahead. Oh yeah. Alright. Well. So, we've got Domino's, and we've got Subway over here. Adam's Donut. That's a family owned. Been there for years. School buses. There's high schools right over there. I worked for 20 years at that high school. Aubuchon's, Cumberland's. So anyway, so yeah, I've been really picking out a few nice pieces of clothing. I'm trying to be extra picky with what I pick up for clothing. It has to be really nice, and I have picked up a couple of really pretty colorful blouses, just beautiful colors, and great for this time of year. So yeah, and anything to do with fall, I've been trying to pick up, and I gotta get them on. I have a lot of belts. I have some beautiful leather belts, woven ones. I wrote up a whole bunch, about 6 or 7 listings of belts. I gotta get those on later tonight. I have a Real Tree branded pink with the tree branches, pink and white and brown and beige sleeping bag with the bag. Nice, all good. I got that going, so that's gonna go on. I have some hot curlers. I've got to wipe them down, but test them. But I got those. I gotta get on. I'm just pottery. I've got all kinds of stuff. Fenton cats, glass cats. Yeah, I got a lot of good stuff I gotta get on. Yeah. And I love going to the little honey hole in Deerfield because I call it my honey hole because I've gotten good stuff and made good money already out of stuff out of there. And I'm getting a lot of good feedback. My people love my stuff. They love how I'm wrapping and shipping the items. And I do. I go the extra added mile to, put the tape and bubble wrap right to it, protect it, and if it's glass or breakable, or if it's metal and bendable. I mean, I am, and I note it on the box, fragile, please, be careful, blah, 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 or bendable, do not put things on top. I note that right on the boxes, too. Not that I don't know if the postal people pay attention, but I hope they do. So I do. I go the added measure that way to protect it. I just got a little hand pump, cheapo thing, but hand pump for air bubbles. I just got that. We're in the little town of Greenfield. I was born and raised here in Franklin County, but ended up my teen years pretty much in Greenfield here. High school, I went class of 71. Yeah, okay, we're gonna go down here. What do we got? Which way are they going? Can hear siren somewhere. Oh, the police is over there. Alright, well. So, yeah, we're in Greenfield. My stomping grounds. It's changed a lot since I was in high school, believe me. But still want to believe it's a good little town. Yeah. So we could use like a Red Lobster or something like that. We had one in Keene, which is, the other way, but New Hampshire. But they went out years back. We don't really have a strong seafood place around here. Now there is Pete's Fish Market, which is just School Street, which is the next street over, right back there. And their food is very good, and we go there often for scallops, fried scallops, and fried clams. But they do lobsters, small ones, and clams, steamers, seasonal, and I missed it this summer. My girlfriend told me about them. Her and her husband would go get them. And the last time I went to see, they stopped it. It was just a couple weeks ago, and they stopped the lobster. So, but other than that, to get a real seafood dinner, not really around here that I'm aware of. And there's Applebee's down by the Highway Rotary, and there's 99, but I mean, you're not really getting real ocean seafood, fresh, that type of thing. No. Although we went to Applebee's just the other day, Eddie and I, which was a nice outing for us because he doesn't get out much. He's going to be 90 in October, so to get him out is kind of a big deal. But he wanted to go, his birthday's October 5th. And Eddie loves, talk about clutter and buying things. He loves glass pumpkins. Glass and pottery, mostly glass pumpkins. And he started on that a couple years ago. And we know a place that has them now and then. That's where we got many of them. And we have a shelving unit in the living room that allows for decorating with the pumpkin. So, somebody who's going to be 90, what else do you get them? So, with that, I figure you want a glass pumpkin? Have at it. We'll get you some glass pumpkins. And he counted them too. He's got 26 now, or 28, something like that. But they're beautiful. I love them too. And they got the twisted, they're just gorgeous. They're not real, they're not antiques. They're recently made, so they're not vintage that we know of. They make them, but they're glass blowers and that, but they're just pretty and really are fun thing to collect, and we've got all different colors. And so anyway, I took him. He wanted to go. He wanted to go up to the Mohawk Trail, actually to the Duck Pond, where I grew up there. It was a restaurant, beer and pizza joint my parents owned, and it's been sold several times. My parents owned it in the 60s, and there's a pond, and sometimes they'll have ducks. And well, at the time that I lived there in the 60s, at one point we had 13 ducks on the pond, and like I said, my parents bought it and tried serving full meals, but my grandmother was cooking them. That was short-lived. That only lasted a few months, and then they transitioned to just pizza and beer and light sandwiches, hamburgers, and things like that, cheeseburgers, and big pitchers of beer and drinks. They had a bar, and we had a little jukebox. I remember that. I mean, it was just such fond memories, and we had a fire, and the old building burned, and then my parents got the insurance money and rebuilt the building around. The only thing that was left was the fireplace. So now when I go there, now it's an antique shop, but they brought back the name The Duck Pond just recently, within the last couple of years, because being sold so many different times, the people had changed the name. It was once called Strawberry Fields or something, and she sold antiques too, but she also a lot of lawn ornament type things, and she had that for over 12 years, I think. And then when she sold it, most recently this young couple bought it, and they turned it into an antique shop. It's great, and we love going there, and that's where we know we can get the glass pumpkins. So they love to see us coming, because we don't go often, but when we do, we'll spend a little bit. I got some Christmas gifts for my daughter and granddaughter and daughter-in-law, a couple things I think they'll like. So it was fun. And then, so after that, we come down off the trail back into Greenfield, and I took him to Applebee's because we like to go there for dinner, and we did. He got the bourbon steak, which he loves, and the mashed potatoes, and they give you a vegetable. And we got a big order of onion rings, good Lord, onion rings, and I love those. Their onion rings are some of the best. They really are. With a little barbecue sauce, oh my, those are a great appetizer. And sometimes I'll get a glass of wine, but I got tea, iced tea. He did too. But we enjoyed that. That was his kind of early birthday gift. Now, when his birthday comes, his daughter's supposed to come up from Florida, Michelle, and if she does, I'm going to make him a nice cake. I've got a box mix for red velvet. I'll make a nice cake, and that's really good. But maple walnut ice cream, I kid you not. Red velvet cake, cream cheese frosting, and a side little dollop of maple walnut ice cream, and you've got a dessert to die for. For some reason, the combination is excellent together. The flavors, I am not kidding, folks. So I'll be doing that for him, and then maybe I'll make a double batch of the cakes. It's a big one, and I'll open our doors and have some of our friends just stop in for a piece of cake, and wish him well. He's gonna be 90. That's remarkable. He's doing good actually for his age. I had a friend I saw in the thrift store yesterday asking if he was forgetful or how he was doing, and I said, I think I'm more forgetful than he is. But I'm watching him. I said, no, he's actually pumpkin. Oh, beautiful. I'll have to show you one. Beautiful place that's selling pumpkins, and they sell beautiful vegetables. A little pricey, but hey, they gotta make money for what they do, I guess. But I do stop there often. Their corn is excellent. However, I have to say, to the negative, they have a freezer with some meat in there, and I didn't know it until I went over and looked recently. Something new they added probably the last few years. I don't go there that often, but I bought some sausage because I wanted sausage links to go with like a spaghetti sauce over spaghetti from one of our suppers. Well, Ugh, so salty, you could just about choke on it. The salt. You couldn't eat it. It was awful. We got, even Eddie, who loves that stuff, said, we couldn't eat it. And I spent money for that. It was like $12 for 2 pieces of sausage, wrapped in a casing. And I almost want to tell them, it's so salty. You had it, it's salty. You cannot eat that. So, anyway, just saying. But the rest of their stuff was very good. Very good. So, I go to the doctor's yesterday because I called because I have been suffering badly with sinus. And it's every year at this time. I'm sure if you go back to my videos this time last year, I'm complaining about the same thing. And I know it. And so I know the sensation. So I'm thinking, oh, God. And I just couldn't shake it. The, wheezing, the little bit of sore throat, very tender, scratchy throat, itchy eyes, watery eyes, runny nose, and my ear is very sensitive and my teeth hurt. That's all sinus. Pressure. And so it's all on this side. It's not on this side. It's this. And I know it's not, my teeth are bad because they're not. I've been to a dentist and the remaining teeth I have, I take pretty good care of, and I floss and everything. So, yeah. And so, and I gotta go again to have a cleaning, but that's another thing. I gotta find some insurance, and I've already told you about my scan. Excuse me, my recent scan of $100 and something. I'm still waiting to come back on my city card, which they assured me it would. It's just gonna take a while. So, I don't know, the world, as far as that goes, who would think I've been scammed so much? It's ridiculous. I'm too nice, I guess. So anyway, yeah, I went to my doctor's only to find out, because I thought I had a sinus infection and would need some antibiotic. But a woman I hadn't seen before, but that's changing all the time too. I generally see a young guy who I like very much. He's a nurse practitioner, Gage Aziz. And I really like, Eddie and I both really like Gage, but evidently he's on some kind of a leave. So I had to see this other lady who seemed very nice too. And she checked me over and assured me I don't have any infection. My ears and throat and all that look good. My breathing was good, lungs, all that. So it's just, I need Mucinex. So I went and bought all that she told me. And that was, by the time I got the little neti pot and saline and the Mucinex, it was over $40 for everything. But I guess I'd rather do that than suffer, And I've been really in a mess with it all. Boy, that bridge over here is still out in the town of Deerfield. Right now I'm in Deerfield, and this is where there's the history, the massacre, the Deerfield massacre, the Indians, way back, and old Deerfield, the village has got the old homes from way back when, and some of them are little museums, and they open them up. Some people live in them still, but they'll open up their homes different times of the year, and you can go through with a tour guide. Kind of interesting. Yeah. There's a lot of history there. Yeah. And then, of course, they have the restaurant, the Deerfield Inn, which actually, hopefully, one of the rooms is haunted, too, so there's a lot there. And then they also have a little side restaurant called Champney's, and, they serve food and that. That's a brewery. It used to be Channing Beat. My son and my niece worked there. relatives used to live in this town years ago, but they've all navigated all out to Virginia years ago. So a lot of them, when I try to remind them, if they don't remember too much about, Greenfield or that, because they've been in Virginia. Virginia's become their number one home. There's this light and then a short distance and another light and then I go to the left. Okay, go green. And this is where the flagship Yankee Candle is located right up here. The first store ever. Yeah. And then of course we have the Sun's store. Kringle Candle, the son of Kittredge, who founded Yankee Candle that many years ago. He has since passed on, but his son and he did the Kringle Candle, and that's just down the road from where I live. I can watch it here. It's green, but I have the yellow, and it's hard to see what's coming. Okay, eyes wide open there. Person wasn't gonna stop. Alright, so I'm almost at PT, and this has been fun. I'll do more. I'll do another one where we actually, I'm home and I'll be working on some things. I've got some projects, and I've got some things I can talk to you about, so that'll be good. But this has been fun, and until in the news, and they're more on the conservative side of things, and I guess I tend to lean towards the liberal. Let's just leave it there. So, yeah, let's hope and pray that, the best things happen. And I pray to God every day that He watches over us and protects us and guides us to the right thing. Yeah, so again, until we meet again, I certainly hope the universe provides. I truly do. Thank you now. Subscribe.